Hey there, welcome back. So interesting topic. So recently SAP has launched EOIO functionality in the JMS adapter. So let's try to explore how that is going to help us and what would be the necessary configuration for that. So for that, what I have done, I have already created a couple of integration flows, and I will just try to give you a background around it, what kind of configuration we are supposed to do, supposed to know, and we will be after executing this integration flow, we will also try to see how the messages are getting executed in a sequence and what happens to the messages which are stuck in the queues. So as a first step, we are going to send some information to the receiver JMS. So this is the configuration, and this is the new access type you are going to see over here. So initially we were having non-exclusive. So now with the addition of EOIO functionality, you will see the access type as exclusive over here. So what I'm going to do in this integration flow, I'm going to push some information from the postman so that we can send that information to the queue. So this is the endpoint which I'm going to hit. So let me just change this endpoint, and I will just, this is the endpoint which I am going to send. And once I hit this endpoint, so let me deploy this integration flow. So similar to this, I am having a sender exclusive as well. So here I am going to read the queue, and the access type will be exclusive only. Okay, and just to fail this integration flow, what I have done here, I have configured a wrong FTP URL. So what will happen basically, it is not going to place a file at this because there is an issue in the credentials or the URL. So forcefully, I'm going to fail this integration flow. So the flow will be like, once we are going to get a request from the source, it is going to reach to this particular JMS queue. So here we are having these queues over here. So this exclusive. Okay. So right now there are no entries available here. So what I will do, I am already having some dummy payload. So let me just start with serial number 1, and I'm just pushing message to it. And now if I just refresh it, so here I will see there is one entry available over here. And if I come to the monitoring, and if I get to see, you can see that this particular correlation ID for this receiver, this is the correlation ID. Let's try to keep certain information. So this is the very first correlation ID which I have got. And if I try to search based on this correlation ID, I'm going to get a sender adapter, which is sender JMS adapter, which is actually failing because of some wrong credentials at the target site. So what is happening when I'm coming to the JMS queue monitoring, here you will see the status is waiting. Okay, so what we will do, we will again trigger one more message. So let's try to push one more message over here. So let me push one more message, and what will happen now? So another message is pushed over here. So now if I refresh it, I will be able to see one more message, 1409 and 1408. Okay, and now if I come and refresh over here, I need to remove this correlation ID. If I just, so again, you will see there is one more correlation ID is there, and let's see where it is. So if I just refresh it, and if I just copy this receiver correlation ID, if I search for this correlation ID, I do not see any sender JMS. So what I mean to say this, so this is the first correlation ID. After this, let me put it like this. So this is the latest one. So for this particular correlation ID, I am not able to see any sender JMS flow. Okay. So, but whereas for the first one, I'm able to see sender JMS flow. Okay. So same way, if I just go and push one more message from the postman, so what will happen? So let me three. Going to push one more message. So there is one more message. And now if I just refresh it, you will to see one more receiver is there. So if I again copy this correlation ID and just for our understanding, I'm just putting it on the top of the list. So this is the latest one. So if I now try to do a search based on this correlation ID, I'm not able to see any sender. Okay. But when I'm going to send, and I'm going to basically just search based on the first one. So the message is reaching to the sender one. Okay. The message coming to sender one, but it is not allowing other sender JMS to be executed because of there is already a message that is supposed to be processed. Okay. So that is the reason. So now if I just refresh it, you will be able to see there are three messages, 1411, 9, 8, 9. So this is the latest one. Okay, this is the latest one which is there. So now what we will do, same way in a similar manner, if I just come back here and if I just update this one, I need to come to the center one, center. If I just fix the FTP connection over here, I fix the FTP connection over here, I'll just edit it and just I will just fix the connection. Now I'm going to send it. I mean deploy. So after deploying, what will happen? I will come back to the monitoring. Let me delete everything. Now if you see here, all are success. Okay. And if I refresh it, you will be able to see all messages are gone now. So now if I try to search based on this correlation ID, will I be able to see anything? Yes, I am able to see a sender JMS as well. Similarly for this as well, the latest message, if I try to search, that is also completed. So now if I just have to compare the same execution in place of the mode as non-exclusive mode. So this non-exclusive mode was the one which was available in the previous version of JMS. So this exclusive one is specifically for the EOIO functionality, for this particular functionality. And if you are going to send the same message using the mode as non-exclusive mode, how the behavior would be. So this is the integration flow where I'm going to send the message to a demo EOIO queue. And once I have the message in the demo EOIO queue, I'm going to read this JMS using the sender JMS adapter. And here you will see the access type is non-exclusive in both the cases. Okay, so you cannot override the modes. If I think that I will be changing the mode from exclusive to non-exclusive, that is not possible actually. Okay, so you need to again recreate another integration flow. So in the same communication, in the same integration flow, it's not possible actually. Okay, if you are accessing the specific queue, so the queue can either be non-exclusive or exclusive. So in this case, I have taken as a non-exclusive, and here also I am failing this integration flow forcefully. Okay, so this is the wrong endpoint which I am using so that I can just replicate the scenario in such a way so that we can fail this integration flow. So now what we will do, we will again push some messages. So let me just remove. So this is the endpoint I am going to send. Let's say I'm sending this first message. And now if I come here and in the monitoring, now if I execute it, you will see that for this particular correlation ID, I'm able to see the center JMS. Okay, and now if I refresh it here, you will see under the non-exclusive EOIO, we will be able to see message, but here the message is in the failed status. In our previous one, where we have chosen exclusive one, okay, where we have chosen the exclusive one, here the message was in the waiting state. Okay, so that is how. So let's try to push a couple of more messages. Let me again resend it one more time. So now I should have two messages over here. So now you will see that another message is also in the failed state. And if I just refresh it now, I again refresh it. So here for the second JMS, so here I'm having, let me put the notepad as well. So this is the first correlation ID and now second, and this is the first one. Okay, so now if you remember in the previous case, what happened when we were trying to fetch the details based on the correlation ID, we are not getting the sender JMS message. Okay, because the initial message was in the processing statements, it was in the waiting state basically. So it was not allowing other sender JMS to be processed. So now here in the default case where that non-exclusive, you will see that all the messages are basically, it is also hitting the JMS sender adapter as well. So now if I push one more message just for our understanding. Okay, so this is the third message I'm going to push. So again, it will also be failing. I'll just remove it. It will also be failing. We will able to see one more message over here. And if I just refresh the monitoring status of the JMS, so here you will see all the messages. There are three messages which are actually failing. So now if you see the latest message is 14, 18 and 17 and 16. Okay, now what I will do, let me fix this. So if I just fix this, add it and just will remove one so that our URL will start working. Actually, it's a correct URL. So I'm going to send and deploy it. And now what I will do rather than going to the postman. So this is the second message. If I try to, if I select it and if I retry, right now I'm sending the second message. Okay. So if I retry, what will happen? It will allow me to retry that particular message as well. Okay. The second message has gone. Okay. It is not taking any sequencing. So if I take the latest one, retry. Okay, so it is not taking any sequencing actually. Okay, so that is how we can use non-exclusive, the default one, or the non-EOIO status. And when you are going to set the mode with exclusive, you need to change it to the exclusive. When you are selecting it exclusive, then it will start treating like an EOIO. And remember, if you are going to change the status, so this is my current status, which is already deployed. And if I try to add it, and if I try to change the status from exclusive to non-exclusive, okay, for this particular queue, it is not possible. It will give you an error. So you cannot overwrite the queue status. So this can be an interview question as well. So if you see over here, you cannot deploy it. So where can you see the status? So when you come to the manage integration content, here you will see the error as well. Accessing cannot be overridden with a queue. Okay, so this is how we can set the EOIO and non-EOIO. So I hope you have found this small recorded session helpful. Thank you so much and keep learning.